This is your crypto hopium of the day. And look, I get it, guys, right? The market is crashing, Bitcoin breaking key support level of 90K. And here we are, right? I don't know what price Bitcoin's going to be today when you watch this, right? But as of right now, Bitcoin reached 86,600, 86,500 around there. And, we're at 87. But, I get a lot of people are fearful. And as we know, the best times to buy historically are during fearful times when the fear and greed index is at historic levels, right? Like it is right now. And what's crazy to me is that even with this big crash, especially in altcoins, right? It's not comparable to the bear market with the FTX, right? Based on the stats, we've been seeing stats where, this crash is, was bigger than the FTX crash, right, during the bear market in terms of volume and all that. But during that time, it's uncomparable because during that time, we were at crazy low prices on altcoins, right? It's like, during that time, Dogecoin was like 5 cents probably. Ethereum, like a thousand, couple hundreds. Like, it was completely different times. And Bitcoin, on top of all that, Bitcoin was like in the, under 20K. Solana crashing down to $8, right? And on top of all that, right? On top of all that, during those times, before that time, before the bear market, with the FTX and the Luna crash and everything, right? 2020, we had, the pandemic. And even those times, it's uncomparable because that time, we had this huge level of uncertainty in the financial sector, especially in crypto, obviously. But we had this huge, uncertainty with that crash, with the pandemic. And before that happened, before that big crash, Bitcoin actually went up to like 10K in 2019. And then that crash, it went down to wicked down to like 4K around there, but basically over a 50% dump. And here's the thing. Right, it was in between the bear market and bull market of 2021. So the bear market 2018 is right here, and then the bull market is right here, 2021. And in between that, we had that huge crash. Right, so you could have technically say that, during the beginning of the bull market, right, from the bear market of 2018 going into 2019, we had a huge 50% drop for Bitcoin and obviously 80% drop for altcoins, until we reach 2021 all-time high euphoric levels. And I feel like that's very similar to right now. But before, it was much more extreme because we had, again, the pandemic and the uncertainty. But guess what happened after that, right? We had quantitative easing. And I think a lot of people just aren't focusing on the macro levels because quantitative easing is coming and the Fed has hinted that, right? They're hinting. I think they already posted that they're going away from quantitative tightening, which we've been in here. We've been in quantitative tightening since 2022. And we slowly have been going away from quantitative tightening. And now it's officially going to be over. And we're heading towards quantitative easing, especially when you see, the biggest hint with that is also seeing the possible Doge checks, right, at $5,000. That's actually something that Elon and Trump are working behind on. It might not be 5K, it might not be, but it's something that they're working behind on to incentivize the market. Because the whole thing about quantitative, you cannot have quantitative easing in an altcoin season. We haven't seen that yet. And I don't think we'll see it, right? Having an altcoin season without quantitative easing. Because quantitative easing it eases the market. Big buys, a lot of liquidity coming into the market that incentivizes people to come out of, savings and risk off assets like CDs and all these things and come into risk on assets, whether it's stocks, whether it's crypto, altcoins. And we always, like last cycle, we have altcoin season during that period in between quantitative easing. Not right in the beginning, right? Because back in 2020, when we were getting the stimulus checks, we didn't have altcoin season right there. It was the beginning, right? It was setting that domino effect for 2021 altcoin season, which was the peak. So that's what I believe. I'm still very bullish, guys. And I think this crash, even though based on the stats and the volumes, it shows that it's a big crash compared to back then, it just makes me even more bullish, because Bitcoin is in, you know, around 90s, 80s. I mean, never would I ever thought people would have been freaking out and calling for a bear market and going crazy and being super bearish with Bitcoin at these levels. I never would have ever thought that. And that makes me even more bullish. Because again, 2019, 2020, when Bitcoin had that big crash, and you know, before it went up to 2021 all-time highs, altcoins got wrecked. And people were calling, you know, early crypto people were calling for altcoin season during that time too. They were exhausted. They're like, when is altcoin season coming? When are we going to get a recovery in altcoins to reach these same levels from back in 2017, blow up top? It was the same thing that's happening right now. So I think, you know, it's all about being patient. And I think there's a famous quote from Warren Buffett or someone that said, you know, patience, you know, money flows into people who are patient, right? The profits flow into people that are patient versus the impatient. So I don't believe that this was the absolute top and we're going back into a 4-year, you know, or a 3-year bear market. You know, I believe that this is a big correction and a local top, like 2019 was a local top. And then we came back in 2021 and exploded. Right? I'm still bullish for this year, right? I'm still bullish for the rest of this year. So I just wanted to share this video, give you guys some hopium, because I know a lot of you guys are freaking out right now. I've been sharing what I've been buying. You know, you want to buy, obviously not financial advice, but this was a great example of what's to come. Because I believe what's to come is just going to be on a larger scale with what happened here. Bitcoin going to at 109K, right? I believe it's going to be at a larger scale, meaning that we're going to have more euphoria. And when we start coming down, right, it's going to be, a lot of people are going to be denying. They're going to be saying, buy the dip, buy the crash. The same thing that, you know, I'm saying right now. But the key thing is here that during the bull market period, we usually have one big crash. And then after that, the next big crash, right, or the next, when we lose big support levels, the next time maybe Bitcoin goes to 130, 150K, and then we start losing some key support levels, bearish chart patterns and all that. That next big crash, most likely we won't recover. That's probably the start of the bear market. So this is we're probably experiencing our first big crash in this bull market. And for people to say that, oh, we don't have big crashes like this, the size of this crash in the bull market, yes, we did. Just go back in time, right? Even in 2021 with the double top for Bitcoin, that was a big crash in the spring of 2021, going into the summer and then recovering back in 2021 fall. That was a big crash. And you could see how much Bitcoin, I think it was like over 50% drop for Bitcoin. And obviously altcoins dumped even harder, but that was a great example right there. So I just wanted to give you guys some hope. I'm still very bullish. And comment below what you guys think. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.